Y'all, I am terrible with where I'm supposed to look at. Like, I'll be looking at myself, and then I'll be looking at the camera, looking at myself, looking at the camera, and I'll be like, they are gonna talk about me so terrible. Okay. So, the way my vanity is positioned today, I have too much stuff in the way right now to do a tutorial of me doing my makeup. But in this video, I will list everything I use. I'll be using a different foundation and a different primer. I'm not going anywhere. I'm just taking pictures. So I'm going to be using the NYX Glow Born to Glow foundation and the Porefessional primer or whatever, because my grip is getting a little low. And I mean, like I said, I'm just taking pictures. It's not like I'm actually going anywhere for real, so it's no need to use this one. But it's a hydrating primer as well, so can I see it? There we go. The Porefessional. Yeah. But so that's what I'll be using. We're gonna see how it comes out. Technically, this is me looking at you guys, right? When I'm here. And when you see me here, it's like, looking at me. But I'm trying to also make sure, I'm together. I want to be together when I'm talking to y'all. I want to be on point, Like, comment, subscribe. Go for what you love. Do what you love. Do what you want to do. Do what makes you happy. You want to own something, go and do your research. This segment, we're going to be talking about doing research. That's what a lot of rich people do. Before they sit up there and jump off on it, they do their research. I have a running brain. I mean, it runs and runs and runs and runs some more. But you do your research. You take your notes. And I'm not talking about mental notes. I'm talking about on paper, pen and paper. Take notes. Pen and paper. Take notes. I have an iPad and an Apple Pencil, so sometimes I take notes on it. But most of the time, I take notes on my notebook with my pen. I do not go anywhere without my notebook and my pen. I work a second job. I take my notebook and my pen. When I'm at the salon, I have my notebook and my pen. You don't know what ideas are going to come to your mind. You don't know any. You have to take notes. You have to do your research. If you do not do your research, you might as well go ahead and kiss the dream goodbye. Kiss it goodbye. That's the dream floating away. The dream floating away. Okay? Do your research. I cannot express it enough. What we gonna do? Do our research. You wanna build a house from ground up? You go out and seek help, right? You do the research. You do what is required of you to be able to do this. You wanna invent something. Take the steps to do that. You do your research. You cannot just put this stuff together. That's not how it works at all. You can't just throw it together and think that, okay, I threw it together, I prayed on it, and that's gonna be that. Anything worth having is worth fighting for. You will have to fight for it. Everybody wanna work for themselves now. Everybody wanna side business. Everybody wanna be an entrepreneur. And I say everybody loosely, okay? But majority, a lot of people do. Everybody wants that freedom of working for themselves. I'm still trying to crack the code to why so many of other people are so far ahead, which we know why, or whatever. We know why they're ahead. But I'm trying to see what's keeping us from getting there. Nobody wants to help anybody. Nobody's telling anybody anything. It's the blind leading the blind. And then when a lot of us get there, we don't we don't throw the rope back. We gotta start throwing the rope back. If we don't throw the rope back, how will we get rid of this generational curse that has been placed upon us? How are we going to get to the next level? Do your research. Do not sit up here and believe everything that you see in the media. Do your research. You have to do these things for you. Write your goals down. Look at those goals every day. Do your research. Whatever you want to be in this life, you have to take the steps to be there. You do not. I sit and meet so many people that blame their mama and their daddy and their sisters and this person and that person and hating on the next person because they are further in life than them. You can't be mad at nobody but you. God gave us all the same 24 hours. It's about what you do with it. Okay, so the part that they don't tell you about being an entrepreneur. And I gave you the downside of being an entrepreneur, but there are a lot of upsides. Okay? There's a lot of upsides to being an entrepreneur. But it is seriously no walk in the park. And especially if you're doing it by yourself, like something you want to keep in mind, like if you want to make this your only form of income, then you need to plot, plan, and plot some more. You have to have this down to a science. You cannot get caught slipping, because if you get caught slipping, you end up just like I was. If you do not do your research, you will end up just like I was. I told you guys the story to help you not make the same mistakes that I did. I was so excited. I wasn't humble. I was doing things the wrong way. I wasn't doing all my research. All I knew is what I wanted. That's it. There was no in between. There was nothing else. I knew what I wanted. I went to go get it. And I'm still like that today, granted, but I'm a lot more humble. I'm a lot more thankful. And I take my time now. You know, I actually, I'm in a salon now. And I'm not the biggest fan of the salon space that I'm in, but it has fed me thus far. I have been there for about 1.5 years now. And I'm just ready to be something more upscale, more luxury, to tailor to me. I'm not stuck up or bougie or anything, but I do like the finer things in life, you know. So with that, I'm just ready to expand. And I was going into another salon, but my spirit said wait. My spirit said wait. And I listened. And as I just progress and I continue to go on or whatever, it's just like, your spirit said wait, because it's not that time yet. Anything that is for you is gonna come painless. It's not gonna stress you out. Anything that's for you is gonna come effortlessly. Yeah, you may have to work up to get there. You have to build up that momentum to get where you're trying to go. But anything where you're supposed to be is going to come naturally. It's not gonna be a hassle or anything. Okay, I'll take for example, okay, my past car, the transmission was going out of it. It was about $3,000 to get it fixed. I was like, $3,000 on my 2016 Nissan, and I'm like, I only have so much left to pay on it or whatever, so why would I, you know, stick myself in that hole like that, right? I was looking for cars. I think it was the same day or the next day. The man told, no, that morning, that man told me that it was gonna cost me about $3,000 to get my transmission fixed on my car. I said, okay. I consulted with some people that I'm close to or whatever. I have a friend that I always ask his opinion or how he feels about something. Him, my mom, and usually my best friend. But making the decision, he was like, you know, I would get a new note, X, Y, and Z. And I was like, okay, you have a point, because I don't want to invest $3,000 into a car. I don't want to invest $3,000 into a car that's a 2016. It's now 2022, and it has a ton of miles on it, and it was never the car that I wanted anyway. So, push forward. Here I am, on the phone with the people or whatever. I'm driving around, test driving cars. I am test driving Mercedes, okay? I wanted a Mercedes when I got the Nars. Okay. So I went to one place or whatever, and they wanted like $5,000 down. I'm like, I mean, I have the money, but I don't want to spend $5,000 on. I don't believe in that. That's ridiculous, or whatever. And the interest was super high. The note was gonna be extremely high. So I got on my phone and looked up car dealerships or whatever, and this place came up. And I wasn't even looking for this particular place, but this place came up, and like I said, I wanted a Mercedes. So I had to test drove the first Mercedes. I was like, okay, this is nice. It's an older model, so I'm not crazy about it or whatever. But it was nice. It was still a nice Mercedes all in all. But it had some issues with it. And I'm just like, I'm not gonna give you $5,000 for this. That's crazy. So I was on the phone with the people because I could not find it. The location that they sent me would not pop up, and he was like, that basically happens to everybody. And I was like, oh my goodness. You know, maybe I shouldn't be going here, you know, but it all worked out. Me and the guy talked on the phone until I got to the building, and I walked in, and I had seen the car that I wanted online. I told this man, I want to see this car, and he was like, okay, you want to test drive it? I was like, yeah. I was like, yeah, I want to drive it. So I test drove the car, and I told him, you know, how much I put it down and stuff like that. So we doing numbers. Y'all, there was no way I thought I was finna get no car. There was no way that I thought I was finna leave off this parking lot with this car. The car that I had my heart set on, the car that I zoned in on, that I wanted. I did not think that I was about to get this car. But guess what? I ended up test driving Audi as well because it was just a little bit cheaper, but it was red. It was a sports. It was sporty. It was more so a boy's car, and I didn't like that or whatever. It didn't align with me, you know. But so, pay my money, and this man comes out, gives me my paperwork to sign, and I leave the Nissan at the car dealership. Y'all, I left the Nissan at the car dealership. Like, I'll come back and get that later. I'll come get it with me and my mama together or whatever, you know, she can drive it back. Or whatever. And I left that parking lot with a brand new Mercedes. And it's a 2019. This was last year in 21 or whatever. So it only had 21,000 miles on the dash. I mean, she looks amazing. Basically a smack brand new car. And it was a little undervalued, and the Carfax were clean. So I definitely was a happy cookie because I was like, oh my goodness, did I just drive off of my dream car? This is crazy. And I did. But I say all of that to say things that align in your life, that are supposed to align in your life, are going to come naturally. It's not going to have any hassle. And then I go back to the whole thing where it did align. You know, the salon did align. But what it was I wasn't focused right. I was worried about me, and I was moving too fast. I was rushing. I mean, I wanted it to go get it, rushing. But I didn't get any Carfax on this building. I didn't get anything like that to say, hey, you may want to step back and look at the bigger picture. You know, I didn't get any of that. And I had somebody in my ear telling me, oh yeah, if you don't get it, I'm gonna get it. And I'm like, I don't want him to get the building, so why would I do that? And I'm not gonna say he was bad company, but I'm not gonna say he was bad company. It was a part of my life that I had to go through. And I'm gonna leave that at that. Moving on. When you're doing something, when you have an urge to do something or whatever, take a step back and think about it. You know, I never thought I was going to get out of South Baton Rouge. I hate the way that I got out of South Baton Rouge, but I did. I did not know how I was going to do it. I did. I have my own apartment. This apartment is in my name. This is mine. This is for me. My card for me. You know, and I ain't nothing wrong with a handout. I don't care what nobody say. People be all on this high and mighty, I'm independent crap, whatever. If you want to give it, hand it here. If you want to give it, go ahead and give it. I say all of that to say is, you can rise from the dirt. How is the saying? The rose that grew from the concrete. You know, things that seem impossible are very much so possible. It is what you put your mind to. I had nothing. I was stripped of everything. $20,000 to $200. I went from $20,000 to $200. I went from $15 an hour on top of doing hair, on top of doing $35 faces every week. I'm talking about money coming in like clockwork, you know, and I'm much younger then or whatever. I ain't got no kid. I ain't got to worry about nobody but me. And I take care of a few people that stay with me now or whatever in my house when I was living in Louisiana. But I mean, that still doesn't compare to, because they were still grown. They still got to work too. All of that heartache, all of that hardship brought me to Dallas. All of that monstrosity that I went through brought me to Dallas. And when I moved to Dallas and I got a decent job, I was working at a warehouse when I first originally moved here, and the warehouse was great. It was easy, and again, one of those things that came naturally, effortlessly. I wrote the lady, did my little work online. I don't do drugs, so I took my drug test. I passed my drug test. I don't have a criminal history, so my background is good. So I don't have anything hindering me, which I could not understand, because when I was back home, I couldn't even find a job paying $10 an hour. I could not find a job paying $10 an hour. I was looking on Indeed, and they literally had jobs for $12.50 in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and you had to have a bachelor's degree. $12.50. $12.50. When I moved to Dallas, the job that I had was only paying like 13 something or whatever, but it was more than what I was gonna be getting. I had 3 job interviews. I got all the jobs. I just took the one with the best benefits. The place that I was at the time, they had a lot of benefits. They had insurance, 401k, you know, all of that good stuff. So yeah, I hopped on that, and thank God I did, because the pandemic came. So just imagine if I would have been stuck out, the pandemic has come, no job, no income, what I was gonna do. Then I'm a hairstylist, so what was I gonna do? That was literally the path designed for me. I hate that it had to be like that, because who would love to have $20,000 that didn't go to waste? It's me. Definitely could have invested in something else. Sometimes that journey is painful, but when it's for you, when you don't have to force things, you know it is aligned properly. I put in job applications every which way, and Dallas called me back first. And I was on a first train smoking. I was in my new son, but you know what I mean. And I did that, and I was working 2 jobs because I was trying to stack up my money, because I got to move out my friend's house. You know, it was nice. I am happy they let me live with them for the amount of time that they did, but it is nothing like your own place, okay? Nothing like it, and I love him dearly. I mean, friends like that are extremely hard to come by. If you have good friends in your circle, hold on to them. I see girls nowadays run through friends like dirty draws. And it's just ridiculous to me, because I'm like, good friends are so hard to come by. If you get you a good friend, baby, stick beside them, because they hard. Some of your friends treat you better than your family do, okay? And so they let me stay with them, and I stacked up my money, got another job, and I moved into my apartment. Mind y'all, I did cry when I moved into my apartment, because I wanted something upscale. I wanted something luxe, and this was not giving what it was supposed to give. But I fixed it up, moved my stuff in, and it has definitely become home. Like, I love my little apartment. Like, I moved my mom and my baby here. I take care of them now, and when I started doing hair full time here, talk about making more money than ever. I mean, baby was running it up. I was bringing wads of money home. Wads of money, and I don't work as much as I used to in the salon, just because I'm trying to get so much done. Here I am doing YouTube. I'm working on another project currently. I'm designing wigs and things like that. You know, I keep wigs on hand, and I be having to style them, take pictures of them and things like that. So it's just, I have a lot to do, and I can't spend 15 hours doing hair all the time, the whole day. And it really wears on your body. Your body hurt, you know, standing up all the time. Like, I don't know if anybody has stood up for 10 hours straight. I'm talking about straight. Like, you might have sat down to go pee, and when you sit down, it hurts. Like, that's the type of work that I, you know, so I got out of that or whatever. So now I just do what I need to do to get me where I'm going. You know, I do want to start back doing a little bit more, but not too much. Because I don't miss that life. It's like slavery. And nobody wants to be slave to their job or their career. You know, I still want to enjoy my life. I still want to have fun. I love to travel. So, we don't want to be slaves to the work environment. Work smarter, not harder. That is the goal. Keep that in mind. Work smarter, not harder. That is the goal. Okay? I am coming to a close, so like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to always be giving you the best that I can. I'm going to be as transparent as I can. I will be listing my makeup look in the description down below, of course. And if you haven't, check out one of my videos. I will post it in wherever it's at. And if you made it this far, thank you. And I'll see you in the next one, lovelies.